Why are you always wonky? Good morning, lovely peeps. Happy Wednesday. I am back in the sewing room. I have on one of my French terry jumpers because it is a little bit chillier today. I've only put a slip on underneath this. I've got it on with my 9357 skirt. This is the McCalls 7634 top with the kind of hood and the front placket taken off. I'm probably going to get too hot up here or down here in this, but never mind, I wanted something quick and easy to throw on today, and I don't wear these often enough, and they are lovely. So this fabric was from Maiki in Poland. I will link the website down below. Very sorry to your bank balances now, because they have some lovely stuff on there. I have to restrict myself from looking at that very often. So what am I going to do today? I have got the Butterick vintage dress, and I've got two of the 5895 shirts to finish. I'm thinking maybe I'll do the dress because it's a new project, and I've already made 3 of those shirts now, although I only have 1 remaining because I prefer the length. I've added lots of length to the pant, as I told you guys. Yeah, maybe I'll work on the dress. That might be a plan. It's in a navy cotton, so I need to go and find some navy thread, which I think I have. So yeah, maybe that. I have a feeling this is going to become another of my favourite dresses. Yeah, it's really pretty, and this is also a contender for the bodice of the Hydrangea Story fabric. That's what I need to do. I need to put a zip in the back of my Grace bodice that I've made up in cotton lawn, so I can actually just zip it up at the back and see what it actually looks like, because I have a feeling that whilst the waist fits, I'm going to need to just tweak the fit around the top a little bit, because I added 3 inches the whole way around, and I don't think I need that much around my bust. I've put on about 2 inches around my bust, so I may need to just taper the side panel pieces, which should be easy enough to do, and it will mean that I just unpick the 2 side panel pieces that I've put in, cut out the new ones and put those in. So it's not the most difficult alteration to make, and I'm glad that I'm doing it in cotton lawn before I start cutting into my expensive fabrics. That's the plan for today. It's sad that it's a little bit miserable outside. It started raining. Dad was all set up to paint some shelves that have been, with the built-in bookcases have finally been done in the front room, and they just need to paint the shelves for them. He was all set up to do it, and he's now put all the shelves in here, and he was like, hopefully they're not in your way, and it was right where you guys live so that I can show you what I've been working on. So I've had to move them around, and they are heavy, so I understand why he doesn't want to take them back up to the main house. Anyway, I'm gonna get on with some sewing. Not a very long intro today. Oh, the skirt on the 6891, the lining looks like it's dropping, but only slightly. The lining is like 3/4 of an inch longer than the outer fabric now, so I'm glad that I'm letting that one drop. I think I could probably hem my white skirt or my cream skirt, because that's been dropping for a while, and the pink skirt's just going crazy, so I'm just going to leave that one to I probably won't do any of those until the end of this week, beginning of next week, in all honesty. I don't know why I do this to myself, leave myself a whole bunch of hem leveling and hemming in all in one go. It's my least favourite thing, but they need to drop on the bias. So yeah, it's my love of circle skirts. There you go, my love of skirts cut on the bias comes back to bite me all the time, isn't it? Yeah, anyway, I'm literally waffling now. So I'm gonna go get the thread, put a new needle on the machine, oil the machine, change everything over, and then we can start sewing. Exciting.
1 eternity later.
Okay, I've cut my head off, haven't I? But let me show you the dress. I really like the length of the skirt. I added 2 inches to the length of the skirt as of the pattern. I've also put in a back zip instead of a side zip, because I just hate side zips, and there is 0 chance of me putting a bow on the back of this dress because it would be really uncomfortable to lean against. I have made the bow to possibly put on the front. I've not slip stitched the edge closed yet, so I don't want to tie it up until I've done that. Yeah, I really like this. It's a really pretty dress. It was a really simple dress to make. I like the little notch in the collar. I think that's very cute. I have lined the bodice with the same fabric. The box came with a piece of fabric for a lining. It feels just it probably fits me perfectly. It feels just ever so slightly loose. Not like it's going to fall off my shoulders or anything. I don't know, I mean, it's not remotely. I think maybe it's because it's such a low back. I think that's maybe what's throwing me off, because all the stuff I've been making recently is really high backed. Maybe that's what's kind of making me think, oh, it just feels, I mean, it's literally not going to go anywhere. It really isn't. This fabric is so pretty. It's not something that I would necessarily have chosen for myself. I think I told you this fabric came with the So Vintage Fabulous box along with the pattern. I've filmed myself opening it, filmed Shiana fluffing the fabric, and I'm going to be filming a full review of my experience with the box and this dress. This dress is a full circle skirt, so I haven't hemmed it, and I still need to hand stitch the lining to the waistband in here. I haven't lined the skirt. The box did come with some polycotton navy for lining the skirt, but I didn't want to use polycotton in this. I have probably worn polycotton in the past, but as you guys know, I'm trying to phase polyester out of my wardrobe completely. That fabric has gone into Mum's quilting stash because it's a very nice navy polycotton. It was really, really simple to make. I kind of glanced at the instructions once when they arrived, and apart from saying I'm not going to put a side zip in, I didn't really look at them again the entire time that I made this dress. I have cut out enough to do 2 scrunchies as well, and I have the piece of fabric that came to be used as lining fabric left over, so the box was very generous with the amount of fabric that it gave, and I think that's so that it was the largest size could be made from the pattern, because obviously different pattern sizes require different lengths of fabrics for different layouts. I would definitely make this dress again. I really like it. This is another one that I want to put a belt on with it. The only modifications that I did was to add 1 inch of length to the torso, which is something that I do with all of the patterns that I make, and it's worked really well. The rest of it is a straight size 14, and it fits really, really well. Like I say, it feels, it's not big, it fits perfectly. You're meant to have ease in your clothes, I am aware of this. It fits really well. I think it is just because, as I say, all of the dresses that I've been making recently have had like higher backs on them, so having the back exposed feels a lot more, feels very different. What I'm going to do is tie up the bow and kind of tack it on and see what I think, because I may or may not want to keep the bow. I like it on the pattern, but I don't know if I'm going to like it on me. Like I said, I'm never going to put a bow on the back because just leaning against it would be really uncomfortable, so no. I need to hand stitch the lining to the waistband or the waist seam, then I'm going to add it to the pile over there to hang so the bias can drop on this fabric, because it is a full circle skirt. It may not drop too much because it's very tightly woven cotton. This, I think it's a cotton poplin, so it might not drop, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to let it hang for a week, then level the hem later if it needs it. So whilst I still have the navy cotton on my machine, I will also finish the 2 scrunchies. I'm going to go show Mum and Dad, see what they think, and then I will come back and start working on the shirts, because I've got 2 projects left to cut out, which are 2 of the 5895 Gertie shirts in Flamingo Habitat and Bed of Roses. So they're going to look very pretty when they're done. I've just really, I don't know if you can see, I've just really quickly tied the bow on the front, and I mean it blends in a lot, but I don't know that I'm a kind of a bow kind of a person, so I might, because there's 2 of these and you're only meant to cut, well, if you want one on the front and one on the back, hang on, so yeah, if you want a bow on the front and the bow on the back, you cut 2 obviously, but if you only want one, then you only have to cut 1. But I was being lazy and I cut 2 because my fabric was folded over. So what I could do, I have some combs, some hair combs, so I could kind of sew them to a hair comb. Might I wear, oh no, that looks a bit way too twee. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. I'm sure I'll think of something, but yeah, I'm gonna go show Mum and Dad, so I wanted to put a bow together so I could take that and see what they thought about bow or no bow. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Bow or no bow? Okay, I have hand sewn the lining to the waistband of the dress. I've made my scrunchies. Mum, Dad and I all decided that the bows were a no-go for the front of the dress. I may still make them and put them on a hair comb, because if they weren't perched on the side of my head, they actually might look quite nice. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with these as yet. I've looked up how to do a full hip adjustment to these trouser patterns, so I am going to attempt that tomorrow. I think what I'll do is unpick the waistband of this because I won't need to cut that out again, and as I said, I will cut these as shorts so that I don't waste all of that fabric, because I know that I just need to add a little bit to the length of those. I was thinking about my Make 9 and I was saying that after these pieces are done that I only have bottom weight fabrics left, and that's not 100% true. The other dress fabric I have is 10 meters of this, which is actually a chiffon, and it is a fairly see-through chiffon. So I'm planning on making the Simplicity 8013 out of this. I was going to make the shorter version because I think I'd wear it more often, but then I have got some fabric that the very lovely Alexander sent me from Australia to make this dress, which I've seen on Pinterest. That's going to be, I can't decide if I want to make that one as a maxi or not. I kind of want to copy the Pinterest post exactly, like, and try and recreate the photo because it would be awesome, but then I don't know how often I would wear a maxi dress with that much impact, whereas one that was kind of like mid-calf length I probably would wear more often. So whilst I think I'm going to trace out the maxi version, maybe I should make the maxi version out of this one, because this is very evening gown, and then make the viscose version out of in the shorter version. Not sure. But yes, this is the last of the Make 9 dressmaking fabrics, and then the final two are, oh no, I've got the Hydrangea Story, which I know what I'm going to do with, and then the final two are the Purple Crepe and the Turquoise Needle Cord. And I've got some purple needle cord that I could also use for trousers that would work really well with this collection as well. It's been a good day. That dress took me about 3.5 4 hours to make. It's a nice quick dress to make. When I said it feels big, I think it is the lack of back on it, having made high backed dresses quite frequently. I think that might be what's going on. But I mean, I really like it. I do really like it. I can see myself making that bodice with other skirt options as well, although I do love a full circle skirt, as you guys know. I don't always have enough fabric to do that. I think that bodice would work really well with the 9357 skirt. This one that I'm wearing today, the one with the big pockets. Yeah, I do like that bodice. I do like it a lot. It will be prominently featuring in my wardrobe, I think. It's 8 o'clock, 5 minutes past 8. I'm going to head back up to my room. It's the sewing bee this evening, so I'm going to start the chat thread on the Peeps group for anyone that wants to join us, watching the sewing bee and commenting away whilst it's going on. Yeah, it's just going to be nice to have an early night because I was up really late last night, couldn't get to sleep, and then woke up fairly early this morning because we had lots of people come to the house fairly early. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit tired. A little bit tired right about now. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye!